This is Professor Pete Alexander with the Winning at Business and Life podcast, where business leaders share their insights. It is 6 questions in 7 minutes because successful business leaders are busy and rarely have more time to spare. So let's get to it. Question number 1, in a few sentences, please tell me who you are and what you do.
Hi, Peter. My name is Gunther Mueller, and I am the Optimal Health Strategist. I train both physicians and everyday lay people how to change their health destiny.
Gunther, it's great to have you on the show. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working in your industry?
You know, the best thing about working in the health space is to really have an impact on people's lives. To date, I've helped over 300 physicians and tens of thousands of people really change the destiny of their health path. So that's the most impactful thing, is having an impact.
Yes, I can totally see that. Question number 3, I hear from other business leaders that staying in a good work-life balance for them and their team members is a challenge. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on that is there's no such thing as balance. When you are passionate about something, you're you're on that track. It's everything that has to do with you and it's passion. But the key to that is to be present in every situation that you're in. That means every conversation, every meeting, and with your relationships at home. There's no such thing as multitasking. The key to work-life balance is to be present wherever you find yourself in that moment.
I love that. And I totally agree about there's no such thing as multitasking because in my experience, it's you do the multitasking and you don't do whatever you're multitasking well, any of those. It's just you because you're sharing your mind share on all of them and it's not effective. So it's great advice. Question number 4, what other successful business leaders like yourself should be on my podcast?
You know, the guy that jumps to my mind right away is my good friend Ernesto Verdugo. He's in Houston, Texas, and he is the 294th most traveled man in the world. He used to work for KLM Airlines, and he has spoken in, I think, 94 different countries now. Very interesting guy. He's a trend hunter. So every year he does great presentations on what's coming next. So I think he would be great to have on your show.
Oh, I think so too. Thank you for that referral. Question number 5, what insight or advice would you give to other business leaders?
You know, especially now in the times that we find ourselves, is to truly know who you are and then to have the end in mind before you start. If you start a business or you start a venture just to make money, it's probably going to fail. You have to have this passion. You have to understand what it is you're doing, be able to see the end completely, you know, a great vision of it, and then work towards that. That's the best advice. Having been an entrepreneur for 30 years myself, that's what I've learned.
I like that. Thinking about having that end point so that if I understand you correctly, you have that end point and then you engineer it backwards. Is that what you'd be recommending?
You have to design your perfect life, because a lot of times people start businesses, they start doing things, and they wind up being successful, but they hate their life. So by having the end in mind means you are reverse engineering it backwards. So you design that perfect vision of the perfect business that supports your life, supports every aspect of your life, meaning money, lifestyle, relationships, all that stuff. And you reverse engineer it backwards so that when you get there, you love being there.
I like that a lot. Thank you for that. And our final question number 6, please tell me about your first job.
My first job is very unique. I spent 10 years selling meat and seafood door to door out of my pickup truck with a freezer unit on the back. I built 3,000 customers that were repeat customers, had multiple 6-figure income coming off that, and I only worked about 3 days a week. So I was one of the places where I experienced that life-work balance very nicely, had a nice income, went to some of the most beautiful places. I was doing that in Colorado. So I worked in Aspen, Breckenridge, Estes Park, all the beautiful places where people like to vacation. And it was great until I had an entrepreneurial seizure where I thought, oh, I'd rather have customers come to me instead of me going to them. And I learned a lot from that transition. But that was my first job. Enjoyed it, learned how to sell, learned how to build relationships, learned how to do business.
What a great story. And I had no idea myself that someone could make as much money as they could doing that, because I just assumed that it was, you know, one of those jobs where basically, you know, you're lucky to make just above minimum wage.
No, I mean, many don't hone the skills to do that, but I was fortunate enough to have a good mentor in that business, and I did hone the skills and, you know, gave good customer service, and I had a fabulous product.
Yeah,
So that was the price of entry.
That's awesome. Great story. Gunther, thank you so much for being on the show. How can people find you?
Best way to get in touch with me is gunther.today, Gunther Today, Gunther.today. All my social media connections are on there.
Perfect. This is Professor Pete Alexander with the Winning a Business in Life podcast. For more insights and ideas, please go to LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or iTunes and search for the Winning a Business in Life podcast. Thanks for listening.